Hi, today we are going to talk about simultaneous equations and how to solve them graphically. In the first one, in worked example 4.1, we're looking at two equations. The first one, x plus 2y equals to 4, and the second one, which is y equals to 2x minus 3. Now there's a few ways of solving these equations. The thing that I like doing firstly is to ensure that each one of those equations is labelled. So I label that number 1 and the second one number 2. Okay, this helps me keep track of which equation is which. Now, as you can see from these two equations, this is begging to be solved through a method that we call substitution. Substitution basically means that we use one equation and substitute that into the other equation. In here, you can tell that y is equal to 2x minus 3, which means that instead of y, I can put this expression. So, what this does is actually gets two equations with two unknowns into the one equation with one unknown, which is what we want. So let's try this. So we'll go x equal plus 2. Now instead of y, I'll put this thing. 2x minus 3. Alright, and that the equation was equals to 4. So all I've done is I've put the expression for y as this. Okay, now if I continue to solve this, you'll see that we do crab clause with this over there. So we'll end up with x plus 4, that was 4x minus 6 equals to 4. So you can see that 4x minus 6, because we multiplied 2 times 2x gives you 4x, and 2 times negative 3 gives you negative 6. Now, if we now collect like terms, you'll see that the 4x and the x get together to make 5x minus 6 equals to 4. And then we add 6 to both sides. We'll end up with 5x equals to 10, which now means that I can divide that by 5 and divide that by 5, giving me x equaling to 2. And that is my first solution. Now once I get my first solution, I can either substitute into the first equation or the second equation. I would tend to do it into the second equation. Whichever equation you choose, it's always going to be the same answer. So I'll substitute it in there, and that equation says that y equals to 2x minus 3. If x is 2, then y equals to 2 times 2 minus 3, which is 4 minus 3, which is 1. So the answer to these two simultaneous equations, for these two to be true, is that x is going to be 2, and that y will be 1. Okay. Have a look at this working out. Pause it if you need to. And I'll explain this in a little bit more detail in the next film.